to the highest of heights and into cool, calm nights. So we ride along. Shout out to friends in chat. These streams seem to end so fast. Wait out to meet a new friend. We'll see you later, my friend. As we ride along, friends are busy, it's okay. Keep you company every day. We'll be here, don't you fear. And your streams will appear. Take us on an adventure from the places dark and deep to the shores of sneaky thieves, up to the highest of heights and into cool, calm nights. So we ride along.
Musher OOM Sauce says scene switch to IRL, Bellabox, 1382, 29 milliseconds.
Smiley, good afternoon. What are you doing, dude? Go.
Sari_bot says a 3-minute ad break is starting. Thank you for sticking with us through this break. Ads help support my content. Consider subscribing to remove ads and support the stream.
You could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. And if you do not want to see me again, I would understand. I would understand.
Bob Sandwich says hello there.
Bob. Welcome in.
Bob Sandwich says when's the next break down the wall and almost hit a cat stream.
I don't know. Hopefully soon.
Cannibals Gaming says hello, hello.
Hello. Should be live on.
Blurb says Hammondless Gaming is playing a Blurb Walkin'.
Hey, that worked. That's the first time I've heard it. I don't know if did it play last night?
Hammondless Gaming says what is that?
That was you. That was you saying, it's massive.
Sari_bot says the ad break is finishing now.
Watch out, vehicle on shoulder ahead.
Watch out.
Hammondless Gaming says OMG. Bob Sandwich says hello at Hammondless
I need
Gaming.
to set up a walk-on for Bob. It's Bob. Bob.
Hammondless Gaming says hey Bob.
Bob. I'm hoping. I'm still thinking about the Bark Talk situation. I'm hoping his whatever he did last night improves things today, because I'm pretty sure it's either a power issue.
Hammondless Gaming says I am sure you have not noticed since we have not been live, but I drop you a sword.
Oh, thank you. Then why haven't you been live? I'm gonna go to the next one actually. He left it running for like a long time last night, and it didn't seem to have an issue. Doesn't change the fact that when he drives around, the signal's going to change. But at least it wasn't. They weren't fluctuating, going up and down, and I mean, I was able to replicate the exact scenario by not plugging the hub into power. So when I have two dongles and a USB Wi-Fi adapter, same scenario that he's in. When I only plug power into the Bella box and don't plug power into hub, the hub then pulls power from the Bella box, right? So the dongles will power up, they'll connect, and then when they start drawing too much power, one of them will turn off. And then it'll come back, and then they'll both turn off. It was exactly the same scenario as what he was experiencing. So I'm pretty sure it's power. It's either power or hub related. And he switched power banks because I was starting to worry that the Anker power bank was having an issue because April's did. One of the ports just like stopped working. Which I'm kind of having that with one of mine too, which is a little discouraging. Not exactly that situation, but one of mine won't charge right for some reason. I don't know. I think I'm just going to start switching to the INIUs altogether, but there's never been a case where I've been like, I need to know exactly how much time I have left. The percentage is plenty. It's nice to know an exact. You know, if you guys use turn signals, that would help. Oh, there you go. Thank you. I don't know.
Hamidless Gaming says I have seen it before when I was trying to use the same side of a battery pack. Once I moved it to different sides, I have not had that issue anymore.
Different sides. What do you mean sides? I started to type this long message to him last night about, because his last comment was, don't act like it's normal. And I was like, in the message I said, what is normal is the way that the dongles.
Gaming says like on mine I have a bank.
Similar to an Anker power bank? Is that because the Anker one only has two USB-C and one USB-A, and working together, they're supposed to be able to, and they do for the most part, support enough power to work everything. That's why I picked those. But what I was started to say in the message I sent him was like, there are things that are normal. There are things that are, and I think he misunderstood what Music Man was saying.
Approaching a level crossing.
The act or the action of the dongles restarting and then grabbing 192 addresses is normal. Like there's nothing you can do to change that. And I think he misunderstood what you were saying about being able to log into the admin page and change the IP address. It doesn't change that. It doesn't change that performance, or that's not going to change that. It'll change what it gets when it goes out to Verizon or T-Mobile and grabs an address, but you're not going to change that behavior because that's a.
Hamidless Gaming says I was able to change the boot IP.
Right, but you can't change the default. Well, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe you can change. You can change the default local address that it starts with. So maybe that is something you can change. But they're still going to do that. You know what I mean? Like they're still going to. He's worried about.
Hamidless Gaming says yes.
Yeah, so you change it to like a 10 dot address so that it doesn't get that conflict.
Hamidless Gaming says one of mine is 0.1 and one is 0.2.
Okay. All right, so that does make sense. But still, in my mind, you're not saving. That's, 10 seconds at most that you're saving from that behavior. You know what I mean? Because they're going to come up regardless and not get a connection to the network. So they're both going to have local IP addresses until they don't. I don't know. I just feel like he's hung up on this. It takes too long for all this stuff to happen. That's one thing. The other thing is, the bigger issue is, why are they restarting every 5 minutes? Which I think is, we need to focus on that. Like, trying to set the default IP address will be nice once we figure out this problem. But
Hammond Liz Gaming says, well, and I get the BRB and drops are bothering him, and that is the bigger issue.
yeah, but also, he acts like he was acting like that's never happened to the rest of us. Like, I think he said something like, I don't remember what he said, but it gave me the impression that he was acting like I've never had a chat room full of 50 people and had technical issues. I had a huge raid from LD Silver one time at Festa Legends with 100+ people, and my stream went down completely, and I had no idea why. I still didn't freak the fuck out and end stream. I don't know. I can't handle that part of it. Like, it's not that deep. I get that it's frustrating, but I don't know. Anyway, moving on. I thought about it all night last night. It was like, I don't. That's why at the end of when my drive yesterday, I was like, I'll just buy it back and you can go back to phone streaming. Like, it's not worth this stress. And some people, like Corey, was the same way. Like, Corey just didn't want to deal with it. Corey didn't want to have to troubleshoot stuff. He just wanted to stream and go with his phone and have an easy way. You know what I mean? I get that. Some people are like that. Some people just want to go live. Now you deal with what you deal with, those parts of it.
Hammond Liz Gaming says, did Corey send his back?
Yeah, I bought it back from him and then sent it to Mikey. Well, sort of. I bought it back, changed out some components that were not working correctly, and then sent it to Mikey. Yeah, I bought it. I paid. Yeah. You didn't know that?
Hammond Liz Gaming says, I know we talked about it.
Yeah, he initially said
Hammond
no.
Liz Gaming says, but was not sure if it happened.
Yeah, initially he said no, and then when the van thing happened, he felt like he needed to focus on putting funds towards a new vehicle or a vehicle. So that's when he was like, that how you mentioned you'd buy it back for me? So that's what ended up happening. Which, that was fine. Like, I'm not going that way. We'll see. He's supposedly going live here, and that was the other thing I put in that message too, was like, you got to give me some time to troubleshoot this stuff. I'm not there. You know what I mean? Like, give me a second. I'm also at work. I know I say all the time that I don't have a lot to do at work, but I do have some things I need to do. Like, I can't be. Give me a second.
Limitless Gaming says I try and help when I can, but I don't have the back end access.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he'd mind. The only thing he doesn't want is for me to change things. He wants me to let him do it. Except the other day when I switched back to the old encoder, because he was getting that black screen thing that was happening every so often. So he finally got tired of that, and he's like, all right, can you just change it? Because he didn't want to go to a BRB scene. I'm like, it's funny if you watch like All Day NYC, he tests things like new ideas and stuff with cameras and things. He does it live while he's live, like 300 viewers plus. You know, he'll switch over and go, I'm gonna try something. Hang on, I'll be right back, and he'll just switch to a BRB scene. It's like, which I guess, you know, he's already a partner and he's already got the numbers. And it's, you know, it is what it is. It's just everybody's different. He's trying to make it a career, which I understand. There's going to be some hiccups that we gotta work through. Hell, April was going through some of this for like 2 weeks straight during a partner push. We just the other option would be, this is the part that I guess if it's, I'm assuming it's the hub, or, you know what I mean? I don't know. Because I don't think it's the dongles, because the dongles are doing, they're operating as they should. It'd be nice if there was a powered USB hub that had a light on it. I was trying to find like an adapter that you could plug into the power port, that would give you an indicator, like an LED light, to let you know when power is being sent. You know what I mean? So you know that power is being sent from the battery bank to the hub. Architect's trying to get me banned. See, like, this is I guess the hard part of all of this. If I was there.
Hammondless Gaming says how.
Wait, what was. How, what? Oh, he's DMing me. Asking me questions. And then when I take my phone and I start typing, I'm like, shit, I need to put my phone down. He's asking me about the encoder because we switched him from the new encoder to the old one. I should say stable. Maybe stable would be a better term. Because he was getting the black screens the other day. Which could have been the cable, actually.
Hammondless Gaming says I saw some of that.
Could have been the cable because it was switching scenes. And generally, that black screen issue isn't long enough to switch scenes. I also need to look at his NoAlbs file. Should have made myself an admin so I could change the settings in chat. But I think he still has the old parameters. Although, never mind, I can't. Because he's using IRL hosting. Forgot.
Hammondless Gaming says I sent you the USB cable that I have been using.
As far as the cable goes, well, still not convinced that him dropping the camera, didn't have something to do with either damaging the cable or the camera. There's a lot of things, a lot of factors here that come into play. I have one of those Rad Rock, whatever they're called, ones in my cart. I'm tempted. I'm gonna order one and just play with it and see, because it looks like the USB 3.0 USB 3.0 port puts out more power, which would be a nice change. And I believe it has a USB-C out. That's like an actual USB-C out, or connection. Am I live on YouTube? Hamer. Bap. Bap. I'm hungry. I'm supposed to meet, I think I'm meeting Shumba for dinner tonight.
Hamidliz Gaming says I am in a call, so hit or miss hearing you. Bob Sandwich says hell. Bob Sandwich says hello, sorry I am cooking dinner.
No, you're fine. I was just saying your name. It's just fun to say. Stop. What are you cooking?
Bob Sandwich says, did you say you were meeting Shumba for dinner?
I am. This will be like the third or fourth time that he's come to town for work. That'd be fun. That's what we need to do, Hammer. We need to start transporting those. You could stream it. And I think when you transport them, you can sleep in them. I know somebody that does it too. I need to ask them about it.
Hamidliz Gaming says Liz and I have talked about getting a camper and doing streams on the road.
Well, but that is you're transporting them from the factory and like delivering them to the customer. So you tow it with a dually or a truck. And I believe, so you get paid to do it, obviously.
Hamidliz Gaming says you're hot shotting.
I don't know.
Bob Sandwich says, oh, you are meeting Shumba, not eating him, haha. I am cooking a ribeye and broccoli.
Nice. Hot shotting. Yeah, I don't know what that means. It sounds like some porno move or something. And what I hear is if it's long distance, you can sleep in the RV. Obviously, like bring your own sheets and shit, but. I want to get one of those GLI net router things that a lot of people are using. I'm curious if you plug the dongles into one of those and then connect to it. I don't know how that works though. I don't know if it shares I don't know how it works. That's why I'm curious about them. I need to ask Dan, because Dan has one. I don't know if you plug multiple cellular connections into it, if it shares them as one connection, if that makes sense, which doesn't do what I need it to do. But if you had two of them, I don't know. It kind of defeats the whole purpose of the backpack and the compactness. I need to stop. I'm trying to change the setup because one person is having problems.
Roadworks reported ahead.
I have to remind myself that I think this is a one-off. Trying to like completely redesign everything when I think it's just a hardware issue with this one device.
Bob Sandwich says gonna lurk for a bit, will be back later. If I don't catch you when you're still on, I hope you have a nice day at work.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you again for the resub the other day. Was it yesterday? Whatever day it was. Appreciate it. It's a lot of money for someone you've never met. And I recognize that. Hammer, on the other hand, should be a tier 3 at this point because we met. Oh, Hammer, did you? Oh, he's on call. You still on a call, Hammer?
Bob Sandwich says, haha, it's always fun being here. And yes, Hammer has to step it up.
I agree.
Hammondless Gaming says, why should I be AT3?
Because we've met. You missed the first part of that. I told Bob I appreciated his resub, and I said it's a lot of money for someone you've never met. And then I said, Hammer, on the other hand, has met me, so he should be a tier 3 by now. The other downside of the suspension for A was all of the recurring subs get canceled. So now she's worried that she's not going to get Partner Plus because everyone has to go.
Hammondless Gaming says all her subs reset.
Yeah, so everyone will have to go in and redo their subscriptions. Which will be fun for everybody to do, but still.
Hammondless Gaming says, yeah, that is dumb for a temp thing.
Yeah, I could see doing it for like an actual ban, but why do they do it for a suspension? This semi said, all right, We're moving. We're getting past this.
Watch
Ziggy
out.
Shannon says,
Vehicle on
lol, twitchy
shoulder ahead.
jokester. Put headphones on and it turns the player to full volume. Good one.
What? This truck. This black truck said, I'm going to show my emotions with my lane change. He did it. He said, "Ugh."
Roadworks reported ahead.
Road work. The only problem with these, they're really good.
Ziggy Shannon says, hope y'all are doing well today.
Ziggy, doing well. How about yourself? Just heading to work. I think am I on YouTube? Hammer, did you check? I think I'm live on YouTube also. So if you're not following or subscribed to the YouTube channel, feel free. A little warmer today. There's a plot camera. That corn is slow. What is this? Thank you.
Rose says you know what's wild.
That you're late. Is that what's wild?
Lord says Moon Rose is playing a boardwalkin'. Moon Rose says I've got nearly 1 million channel points, and I get prompted for your most expensive channel point redemption, which is 2K channel points.
What is it?
Moon Rose says timing someone out.
Hey, give me some ideas that aren't detrimental to me getting to work or cause me to get carjacked. This was all flooded when we had the real bad rains. So I wonder how much that helped them as far as not having to water it initially.
Moon Rose says beautiful day.
Yeah, it's a little warmer than it was yesterday. But
Moon Rose says weather. Moon Rose says perfect. Moon Rose says Gizmo went fishing this morning around 5 a.m.
oh, really? Nice. I need to schedule a day.
Moon Rose says I joined stream at 7 a.m. and he was already 2 hours involved.
Man, I was dead asleep.
Ziggy Shannon says one of the roads I take often is about like this one, but is so convex for rainwater it's like driving at 35 degrees lol.
Oh, really? Where are you in? What part of the country are you in, Ziggy? So they make it like this? That's convex, right?
Ziggy Shannon says northern Missouri.
Misery.
Bros says Michigan Kappa.
That's where Shumba is from. I think I'm meeting Shumba for dinner tonight. Off stream, of course, because I'll be working, but. I like this little neighborhood right here. So they just replanted shit and didn't tear up the old corn. It's interesting. It's 80 today. 80. Killing it.
Moon Bros says need a raid target.
Why, do you have someone in mind? I was looking myself. It's contemplating just ending with 3.
Moon Bros says Bartok. Potential Bliss are both on. Moon Bros says otherwise can raid out to some fishing folks.
Fishing folks. I don't know. What do you think? Bartok? Music Man's live doing DoorDash as well, but I'm gonna be in Bartok's chat anyway because I gotta.
And Martocha 402 says Bartok.
Okay. All right.
Moon Bros says I'd go Bartok with 4 viewers.
Thanks. Thanks for making me feel good.
Moon Bros says well now 5.
All right. Give me a second. Let me get in this.
Sari_bot says have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to stay hydrated and take care of yourself. Moon Bros says raid initiated. Moon Bros says thanks so much for the stream. Moon Bros says hope you have a great day at work. Moon Bros says have a great day, everyone.
You know, you could put that all in one sentence. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Go check out Bark Talk.
Ziggy Shannon says I need to vet some of the low viewer streamers before I can recommend them now lol. Hammondless Gaming says have
Vet
a good
them.
on will be in Discord.
Roger. Thanks for hanging out, Ziggy. And Martocha. Keep forgetting to do that. Boon Bros. Bob was also here. Problem is when you initiate it, I can't start it. Okay, can't go. Okay, raid now. Ham. Anybody else? Yeah, well, and Martocha likes dogs.
Moon Bros says well say what you need to SYA. Moon
Did.
Bros says it's almost over.
Said it all.
Ziggy Shannon says have a good evening.
You as
Moon
well.
Bros says are all push lol.